Scorpios. I think that like, there's just so much that came through in the channel, a lot. And if some of you are feeling, it's like, I don't know, like how much more of this I can handle or take. It does just seem like a complete 180 from where we are currently and what we're feeling to how we're going to end Taurus season. So if you're in a place right now where you were feeling a certain type of way, or if you're exhausted, or if just like, I don't know how much more of this I can take, you're definitely not alone. Remember, astrologically speaking, the South Node is currently in Scorpio. We're entering eclipse season as we start Taurus season. Those eclipses are happening at the end of April and mid-May, especially the one that's in mid-May. That full moon, a lunar eclipse in Scorpio is going to be a doozy. We'll talk about that in a moment, but a lot is going on. Saturn is in Aquarius, squaring our Scorpio placement, so it is a lot. I've been watching the OG series of Charmed, and in the second series, Phoebe, one of the main characters, one of the witches, is like in the future being burned at the stake, literally. And so they all travel there to see how they can free her. And she's like, no, I have to do this. Like, this was my punishment. I need to do this. We can't just magically escape or not pay for our crimes. And then by accepting her fate, that's how they were able to go home. And that's the lesson that they had to learn, is that they had to kind of go through that. I'm not saying you have anything to apologize for, a mistake, but it's almost like the only way to get through all this is to trust in that process, kind of like truly a Phoenix rising type moment where it's like we literally need to feel like we're just going through a complete metamorphosis, or even just the exhaustion right now. It's almost like we need to redefine how we're taking care of ourselves. Because even when I was channeling, it's like this energy, when you're holding a backpack or like something extremely heavy and you finally able to let go. And then it's not until you let go that you realize how mangled your back is, or that you pulled something, but you weren't able to really feel that or pay any attention because you're just like, I have to keep going, I have to keep going, I have to keep going. And I think that this eclipse season, that this Taurus season is really going to allow us to face that shadow or that fear or whatever has been kind of holding us down, or kind of like that monkey on your back feeling, because my back felt so itchy when I was channeling the entire time. So if you're going through back pain, maybe this Taurus season you book a massage every week, maybe 2 every week, or that you're getting acupuncture or chiro or a combination of both. This is also kind of like the more benefic side of that. It's almost like I felt like wings were about to grow from my back, like whether you see that in a cartoon or a movie where it's like, oh, like something's about to happen. It's just kind of like that complete rebirth or that ascension that's coming through. So it's, like I said, a complete 180 of what we're going to be going through. So that was very pronounced, of like, we need to learn certain lessons. We need to go through the fire in order to truly understand, so that we don't have to keep carrying this baggage or this trauma or this fear. We can let it go and move on. So, of course, this is going to manifest differently for everyone depending on where you are in your life, or a certain area of your life where other things are going well, more so than in others. But if you're feeling it, I was definitely feeling it when I was channeling as well. And again, there is a lot of good news in the process. Taurus, our opposing sign, there's lots to learn in terms of slowing down and enjoying life to its fullest during this time. Maybe something that we haven't been doing. Also, we currently have Jupiter in Pisces up until May 10th. So with Jupiter being in its home sign, a fellow water sign, there's still lots of blessings to be had there, okay? So the universe always provides in beautiful ways. So maybe looking at the house in your natal chart ruled by Pisces, that can really help offset if you're feeling overwhelmed or exhausted. And part of this is like I said, the kind of monkey on the back feeling of whatever that is for you, whether it's literally a person or a commitment or a belief or a fear or a thought. It's like we need to remove that fully so that we don't have to carry that going into the latter part of this year, okay? Or even like the next stage of your life. What's interesting is that the cards here are amazing. And I think it's like having this in the background of knowing that as we're going through all these shifts, as we're working so hard, that it's all leading to a greater purpose here. So I pulled 6 cards. The first 3, we have the 9 of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune and the 9 of Wands. So 2 9s and then the Wheel of Fortune right in the middle. So these are quite benevolent in tandem of like riches, success, financial security, and that everything that we're doing is leading us in this direction. So sometimes too, when we're dealing with something turbulent or stressful, sometimes that's all we can see, and it's hard for us to take a step back and view the entire picture. It's kind of like when you're in high school and the person that you like doesn't message you back, or you get a bad grade on an exam and you think at the moment that it's like so detrimental and it's causing you so much stress, and then you look back on it as an adult and you're like, why did I stress out so much? Or it's like, no one cares what I got on that algebra test or on that departmental. No one cares. And it doesn't take away from what you were feeling in that moment, but there may be a little bit of that right now, that we're so close to something that's like, oh, there's actually so much to be grateful for. We have so many blessings that are coming in nonstop. And just not forgetting what we have been through and what we had to do to be in this state of reciprocity or prosperity with that 9 of Wands, right? 2 nines representing the end of a cycle before something new is coming in. And even looking at the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles, like being firm in those boundaries and not lowering our standards, not allowing people in that go against what we know we deserve, so that that wheel of fortune can keep spinning and keep producing energy that fits those minimums and those boundaries. So it's like, oh yeah, like we've been working very diligently, very purposefully. This is what we get to enjoy. So it's almost like you're creating this very specific funnel. You're creating the boundaries to bless you with whatever you are wanting moving forward. And then the next 3 cards, we have the 6 of Cups with the 7 of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So a lot of money cards in the mix, right? This can also be as well 6 of Cups with 7 of Pentacles, kind of what we were talking about before of moving through energy or working maybe through limiting beliefs or fears or doubts. For some of us, that could be linked to our childhood, that inner child work, and being patient with herself and trusting the process. With that 7 of Pentacles, is that this isn't going to change overnight, and that this is a journey, a marathon, so to speak, not a sprint. And I do think that for some of us, potentially investing into someone that can hold space for us or that can help us navigate these shifts or these changes would be beneficial. Or that there's just an opportunity for more expansion with our resources, with our finances, that is going to help make this a lot smoother. And I'm also thinking as well too, it's like, what did you want when you were little that maybe you couldn't have, or that you didn't have the finances for? And with the Queen of Pentacles, like, you're like, now I'm a queen, now I have the money, now I have the knowledge, or I have the opportunity to invest into, if we're talking about Taurus season, this type of luxury or this type of food or this type of love or support that I know I deserve. That kind of goes back up to that 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles energy of creating very clear structures and boundaries for the universe to get even that much more exact on what to bring you to support you. So some of you might just want to move your money, your resources, your energy and time in a way that's going to support you or give you what you always wanted when you were little, or maybe convinced yourself that you never could have. It's like, well, no, I'm not going to wait for a job, a partner, or a situation to give me what I desire. I'm going to give it to myself first. Then I'm going to know how that feels to receive that. And then in every aspect of my life, since I know what this feels like because I gave it to myself, because I didn't have to wait for X, Y, and Z to happen, that's all I'm ever going to know. So it's like you're literally planting that new garden full of beautiful fruits and vegetables that you want to eat. You're not planting a garden for someone else. You're not planting vegetables based on what other people like. You're like, no, I'm starting, I'm adding, I'm fine-tuning what's in my garden. And if people don't like it, they can go to someone else's garden. I'm not doing and building this beautiful space for other people anymore. I'm putting all this energy into what I want, what I've always wanted. And if you need support because maybe you don't know how to plant a garden or what is going to grow well next to another type of plant or produce, then you get someone's help or you get that support to allow this beautiful energy to blossom, okay? And just be prepared that things are going to move quickly. Every time when eclipse season happens, it's kind of like time gets warped. Even Aries season, which I always enjoy. It was just like, click, it's done. I was like, oh, we're already in Taurus season. The bottom card on the deck, Scorpio, is the Knight of Swords. And so some of us might also be afraid. We're like, is this ever going to change? Or I've been working so hard. Like, when are things going to pick up? It's like, careful what we wish for with this Knight of Swords. And also making sure that if everything landed right on your feet right now, Abraham Hicks always talks about this. It's like, you get all the money, all the love, all the opportunity. Would you literally have the bandwidth or the knowledge or the time to actually enjoy all of it? I think there is something there with the 9 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups to connect back in with ourselves and our inner child to create the boundaries and the support and the structure that we need to be successful, so that the Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune come in. So we don't need to rush through this, even if it feels uncomfortable. We need to feel this discomfort, so to speak, or this contraction, this phoenix rising moment, so we can get clear on what we need to soar, to fly, to expand, to be happy, to welcome in all these blessings moving forward. So clarity equals expansion. The more clear you are, the more support you get, the more love that you give yourself, the greater the expansion will be, okay? And yeah, get a massage or like get chiro or get acupuncture. It's like, let that go. If you're carrying obligations that you want, let it go. If someone is hounding you, let them go. You don't need to answer them, block them. Block, delete. Scorpio's 2 best friends, right? So you know what you need to do. Trust that everything is working out in your favor, okay? Work. So that is my general reading for this Taurus season. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations are greatly appreciated. I'll link our PayPal in the description of this video. If you want to go further into these themes with a one-on-one reading, whether that be tarot, astrology, coaching, our availability for all services is up on our website. You can take a look there. And please feel free to tag or share with a fellow Scorpio that could benefit from this reading. And if you have the capacity, check in with at least one fellow Scorpio during this Taurus season, because I'm sure they would appreciate it. And they also are going through it in some way, shape, or form. Again, if you have the space to do so, and if you have a loving Scorpio in your life, I'm sure they would do the same for you or already have, okay? Beautiful. Have a wonderful Taurus season. Be mindful and get the support and rest that you need during the eclipses. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.